Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. If you've tuned into Bold and Beautiful lately, you've no doubt heard a lot of characters making mention of Katie's heart issues. What exactly are they, and what happened way back when that has left everyone worried sick about the strain Luna's pregnancy has put on Will's mom? So glad you asked, because we've got the answers. In 2008, Katie, Brooke, and Donna's brother Storm was trying to strike up a romance with young and restless Ashley. Ridge being Ridge, he mucked it up by revealing that Storm had tried to murder Stephanie for arranging for Brooke to be raped. Storm tried to explain his reasons for going gun-crazy to Ashley, and even showed her the pistol he'd used, but all he managed to do was scare her. So when Katie happened upon the scene, she jumped to the conclusion that her brother was threatening Ashley. A struggle over the gun ensued, don't they always? And Storm accidentally shot Katie in the heart. Since there was no suitable donor available at the moment, and she was slipping further away with each passing second, Storm elected to die by suicide so that she could have his heart. In the aftermath of Katie's transplant, her body tried to reject Storm's heart. So her loved ones did everything in their power to give her the best last days anyone could have, to the point that niece Bridget's fiancé Nick granted her dying wish to lose her virginity. Needless to say, Katie did not die. After the embattled heroine fell for Playboy Bill, she suffered a heart attack upon learning that he'd been carrying on with Steffi. When Katie later became pregnant, Bill urged her to have an abortion rather than risk dying delivering their child. It was touch and go there for a while. But not only did Katie manage to usher Will into the world, she remained in the world herself. Now everyone is worried that the strain of Will's tie to a certain lunatic and her pregnancy with his baby is going to send Katie back to the ER or worse. And given how unsubtle Bold and Beautiful tends to be, we imagine that she'll be knocking on death's door again by the holidays, just so the show can deliver a Christmas miracle, a la the one that saved Eric from his mystery ailment. Katie Logan has always been a character defined by her heart. Since her earliest days on The Bold and the Beautiful, she's been the warm, empathetic, often protective sister. The voice of reason in a world that's constantly spiraling into soap opera chaos. But recently, viewers have been raising eyebrows, not just about her latest romantic choice with Bill Spencer Jr., but about the trajectory of her character overall. What's really wrong with Katie? Let's dive in, scene by scene, plotline by plotline, and reveal why her once compelling persona now feels off. Katie used to be a character with conviction. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind, even if it meant challenging her more powerful family members or taking a stand against formidable foes like Sheila Carter or even Bill. But over the past few months, Katie's backbone has been on a troubling vacation. In previous years, Katie would confront Ridge, Brooke, and even Steffi with fiery honesty when something was wrong. Her "I see you and I know what's happening" moments were a cornerstone of her appeal. Now, though, she seems hesitant to make bold moves without external validation. Instead of pushing for truth and resolution, she oscillates indecisively, letting others steer her choices. A prime example is her hesitancy around Will's custody issues and Liam's increasingly erratic behavior. Katie, once a fiercely protective mother, now seems content to sit on the sidelines while chaos reigns. The audience naturally wonders, is this the Katie who once confronted a crazed Sheila Carter with nothing but sheer determination and a mother's love? Or is she being written into a corner as a supporting figure in someone else's drama? Katie has always had complex relationships with men. Bill, Thorne, and even her siblings' partners have factored into her storylines. But lately, her character arc is increasingly tethered to male approval. It's not just about the Bill situation, though that's the headline, but the way she seems to derive her self-worth from how men perceive or treat her. Consider her interactions with Bill. Katie's story has pivoted from professional confidence and family loyalty to personal insecurity and a need to justify her choices to Bill, to Liam, and even to Ridge. Where once Katie had independent goals, running Forrester Creations, standing up for ethical design choices or navigating business conflicts, She now primarily reacts to the whims of male characters. This shift is subtle but significant. Soap operas thrive on romance and entanglements, yes, but the best female characters maintain agency even amidst the romance. Katie's current portrayal makes her feel like a supporting character in her own story. Katie has always been emotional. Her tears and moments of heartbreak have made her relatable. But there's a difference between authentic emotion and writing that swings from panic to despair without clear narrative resolution. Lately, Katie's emotional swings feel like soap opera shorthand rather than a meaningful character journey. Take, for instance, the storyline involving Luna and Will. Katie's worry about her son's safety and stability is entirely justified. But the way she's written, alternating between frantic panic, simmering rage, and occasional cold detachment, lacks the grounding that makes her actions compelling. The audience is left unsure if Katie is acting out of deep concern or simply filling the plot's emotional quota. Soap viewers love drama, yes, but they crave arcs that pay off. Katie's recent storylines seem to generate tension without resolution. She's reactive rather than proactive. She's trapped in a cycle of emotional whiplash. And without the payoff of growth or revelation, it's exhausting to watch. Katie's professional life, working at Forrester Creations, collaborating with family members, navigating industry drama, has historically been a key part of her character. She wasn't just a romantic foil. She was a strong, creative woman with her own vision. Recently, however, Katie's professional storylines have been largely sidelined. The focus has shifted almost entirely to her romantic entanglements and familial crises. This isn't just a personal setback. It's a narrative one. Katie's strength and depth stem from the balance between her professional prowess and her personal vulnerabilities. Take away the former, and you're left with a character whose primary function is reacting to other people's choices. There was a brief flicker of ambition when Katie contemplated revitalizing a Forrester line with her own vision. But even that subplot was quickly derailed by bill-related drama. It's frustrating for viewers who remember the character as someone with independent drive. Why invest in Katie's professional growth if the writing consistently prioritizes her love life over her career? Katie has always had a moral center in the Logan family. She was the sibling who would speak up when something unethical happened, from shady business deals to dangerous personal choices. But lately, her ethical stance feels inconsistent, undermining the character's integrity. Her oscillation between condemning Bill's manipulations and then forgiving, or even encouraging his schemes is a prime example. Viewers are left wondering, is Katie a moral voice, or is she simply navigating a plot dictated by romantic tension? This inconsistency erodes the credibility of her character. The moral ambiguity could be fascinating if handled deliberately, but it currently feels reactive rather than intentional. Katie's inner conflict, her loyalty to family versus her feelings for Bill, has potential for drama. But the execution has been messy, leaving her ethical compass spinning wildly from scene to scene. Katie is often isolated in her storylines, which is unusual for a Logan, while Brooke, Ridge, and even Donna often drive interconnected arcs. Katie seems increasingly peripheral except when drama strikes at her doorstep. Her friendships, collaborations, and interactions with other Forrester characters have been minimized. Instead of being a central player, she's frequently a side note, a worried mother here, a conflicted lover there, but rarely the character pushing the story forward. This isolation undermines her role in the ensemble. Soap operas thrive on intricate webs of relationships. When a character is isolated, they risk feeling stagnant. Katie's storylines need integration with the broader narrative, not just in crises but in moments of collaboration, humor, and ambition. One of Katie's strengths has always been the rich history she carries. Viewers remember her past triumphs, heartbreaks, and personal growth. However, current storytelling relies heavily on this history as a crutch rather than as a springboard. Instead of building on her past experiences, the writers often reference them superficially to justify her current decisions, especially her return to Bill. While history can inform storytelling, Relying too heavily on it can stagnate character growth. Katie's past deserves acknowledgement, yes, but it should propel her forward rather than anchor her to repetitive cycles. Katie's recent plots lack the dynamic storytelling that once made her arcs compelling. In the past, Katie had moments of high stakes, confronting dangerous adversaries, leading family interventions, or navigating high-pressure business deals. Now, her stories revolve almost exclusively around personal dilemmas, romantic and familial. Dynamic storytelling isn't just about action. It's about layered conflict, growth, and consequence. Katie's current arcs often feel flat because they're confined to emotional turbulence without external stakes or resolution. Perhaps the most glaring issue is the audience disconnect. Katie Logan was once a character viewers rooted for, someone whose integrity, intelligence, and emotional depth made her relatable. Lately, however, she feels more like a plot device, reacting to others, creating drama, and filling narrative gaps, than a fully realized character. This disconnect is exacerbated by her romantic choices, but it extends beyond that. Fans notice when a character's core traits are sidelined, diminished, or inconsistent. Katie's emotional intelligence, professional drive, moral compass, and bravery, the very traits that earned her fan loyalty, have been overshadowed by repetitive drama cycles and reactive storytelling. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our bold and beautiful update YouTube channel for more update news.